Welcome back to Big Think, the show where I think big, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first proper episode of this show. I put out a tester just a couple of days ago, as of when I'm filming this, which was really fun. It was nice to kind of just sit down and be able to blabber about non-music related stuff like I typically do on my main channel, and just kind of let loose, chill on a game for a little bit, and just do an uncut video where I'm just talking, going down a mental rabbit hole, which is essentially what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, except we're going to try and keep it a little less political. We're not going to, be talking about Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, America, any of that shit. Today I'm going to try and get it a bit more personal. I'm going to try and get into some topics about me and my life. I'm going to try and get into some topics that kind of give more insight as to who I am as a person, where I'm at in life, because I feel like there's a little bit of that on my main channel. Sometimes if I'm, if some big events are happening in my life, or if I'm not feeling the best, I will inform my stream about it. I'll inform my Discord about it or something, just to give them a bit of heads up before I get into a stream, or why there may not be an upload or a stream that day, stuff like that. Like very just general things, but I want to be able to kind of provide more detail as to where I'm at in life right now. I want to be able to provide a little bit more of an insight as to not human reviews, the personality, but Frankie the person, the guy sat behind the microphone right now, the guy who's playing CS, the guy who's talking about the music, who is having the thoughts for the character to say, stuff like that. So yeah, I am going to get into this game, think of what my starting topic's going to be, and we're just going to kind of go from there. Hopefully we can go down some interesting routes today. Alright, here we are. We're playing a game of Grail, ladies and gentlemen. I love this map. Probably my favorite map in the game right now. I think that this is a very diverse map with a lot of fun pushes you can do. I think that the mid fights are really, really fun. You get to hold these two angles. Whoa. Yeah, holding these two angles. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Fucking prick standing in my way. Yeah. This is one of my favorite maps in the game. Anyway, I think we're going to start with a topic that has kind of been on my mind a lot as of the past few days. I cannot have bomb round one. I cannot have bomb round one. I cannot have bomb round one while I'm talking. That's no. Anyway. This is something that's been on my mind a lot recently, and we're going to talk about it in hopefully quite a bit of detail before, we trail off into something different. We're going to talk about getting older. This is something that has been on my mind ever since I went to visit my friend yesterday, as of when I was filming this. The reason, I didn't have anything content-wise yesterday besides uploading my Arctic Monkeys video that I had edited, Jesus Christ, I apologize, edited the previous day, was because I went back to where I used to live and I visited one of my friends, which was absolutely lovely. Great to see him, a secondary school friend of mine, and yeah, we just chilled at his house, played some games, caught up a little bit. It had been a good few months since we'd last seen each other, so yeah, I went there and I just hung out with him for a bit, and it was nice to be with someone so familiar in a place that's so familiar. It was lovely. But he is going off to uni this Sunday. He's going to university. And we were sat there talking, talking about like secondary school memories. We were sat there talking about, funny shit that had happened to us, and thinking about all of the fun stuff we used to do when we were in secondary together. Thinking about like being teamed up in PE, or just hanging out at lunch, stuff like that. And it kind of sparked in my mind. I was like, wait, hold on, that stuff was years ago now. And this year, he is off to university. So many people that I know are off to university this year. Like, I'm seeing on Instagram, friends and people that I knew from secondary school posting, like, I got into this university, I got into this university, I'm going to be moving this far across the country, that far across the country. And it's in that moment, when, as I was thinking about it, that it fully hit me that I am an adult now. In that moment, was like, oh my god. In just a few days, one of my best friends, who I have known since year 7, who I know like the back of my hand, who, you know, I spent a decent part of my time growing up with. Oh, hold on, let me meet my teammates. I spent a decent part of my time growing up with is going to live in a different part of the country and is going to be in university. And we're adults. 18. Me and him are both 18. I turned 18 last year. He turned 18 earlier this year. I'm going to be 19 in less than 2 months. In about a month and a half. And I don't know, it all hit me. My childhood is like not only, you know, like, it's not only like a thing of me coming to like the end of it now. It's over. Being 17 was strange. I was in a very transitional period of my life. Midway through me being 17, as you know, anyone from the main channel who's been here for over a year will know, I dropped out of college because of insomnia. Well, I was going to a sixth form, but I dropped out of my sixth form because I had really bad insomnia, and I was like, I just wasn't able to function in lessons. I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't retaining any information. I was just kind of there, you know? Just there, tired, not functional, by no means able to be a good student, taking things in, so I dropped out. I stopped going in for like a month. I think I went in like 3 times over the course of that month, and the teachers were like, look, we can't make you sit your mock exams because, you know, you were off for so much of the year, but we can offer you a place back next year, and you can, you know, come back, you can redo year 12, you can do the same subjects, you can do different subjects. And I thought about all of the mental baggage that I had carried with school. I thought about all of the real, like, problems that have been caused in my life due to school, the school system, and the way things are handled, and I just like rejected it, you know? Anyway, I went on a little tangent there. Anyway, dropped out of sixth form, and yeah, I kind of you know, started having my YouTube channel be my thing. I started making money. I started to grow. I started, you know, people started like actually noticing like my channel a little bit. Like there was a moment where the shamed YouTuber now, like Brad Tasted Music, who I was like a massive fan of. He was like the biggest inspiration for the early stages of what I was doing, and he was holding like this competition where he got people to react to a specific album that he liked, and whoever put out the best video would like win a prize, or put out his favorite video would win a prize. And he was in my live stream, and then he watched the edited video I put out afterwards, and when I asked him about, hey, is there like news on who's won the competition, he said, you didn't win, but your video was really good. Like, that happened during that phase, and it was kind of such a validating thing for me, where I was just like, okay, sixth form isn't for me. I need to commit to this. I have something here, and I need to actually do the thing I've wanted to do for so long. I'm gonna buckle down, I'm gonna put in the effort, and I'm gonna do it, you know? That's kind of the phase I was in at that time in my life. And so by the time I turned 18, I was already out of college. I was already doing what I do now, just on a little bit of a smaller scale, and I just was kind of used to it. 18 didn't feel like a big change. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out clubbing, anything like that, so, you know, it's not like I had any new things and opportunities opened up to me. it was just a number. But it took me seeing all of the absolutely immense change going on around me to be like, oh my god, childhood's done. It's over. I'm an adult now. I'm not, you know, the kid who sits there and laughs with my friend Fraser in iMedia. I'm not the kid who pairs up with my friend Tom in PE. I'm not the kid who goes into the music room and hangs out with my friends by the desks every lunchtime. I'm an adult. I'm grown up. I'm 18 years old. My friends are all moving, like, to different parts of the country from where they are, from where I grew up along with them. And I'm still the exact same person I was. I'm not going through any big changes. I'm steadily growing a YouTube channel. I get up, I work on it, and I work on it, and I work on it, and I do fun side stuff involving YouTube, like a gaming channel. I do, you know, short form content, I upload TikToks. My life is just so delved in this thing. My only real escape is my girlfriend right now. And all of my friends are moving on and doing so much with their lives. Like my friend Tom, he was telling me about, like, all the shit he's gonna do while he's at uni, and he sat there, like, explaining how excited he is about it, and the fact that he gets to live in a new place, and the fact that he gets to meet all these new people, and, like, all the opportunities that have been opened up to him because of this. And it's like, damn. Listen, I would hate university. I hate the education system. I think university is a large part a scam, to be honest. But, like, that's insane, you know? Just that the experience that he and other people, a lot of other people that I know are getting. You know, seeing posts on Instagram from these people where I'm like, damn, I knew some of you from secondary school, from primary school at points. Some of these people I went to fucking primary school with, being like 9, 10 years old when I moved to my second primary school and I met all these people. So yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of a big moment for me, and it's kind of made me start going down a lot of mental rabbit holes the past few days. Thinking about, you know, thinking about what I'm currently doing with my life. Am I happy doing this? Do I feel like I've made the right choices for my life? Do I feel like, I don't know, do I feel like I had a good first adult year of my life? And the answer's yes. Surprisingly, I know I've just talked about all of this stuff, how my life is so different from everyone else's, and how I'm looking at all of their experiences and being so blown away by it. But oh my god, I'm so happy that I do what I do. I hate the thought of moving across the country and living by myself and not, you know, having to just entirely depend on myself and being like an independent adult. I hate the idea of that. In my mind, I'm still like 14 years old, but no, I'm 18, you know? But with what I do, I get to just stay home and work on this thing and build it up and transform it and learn from it and kind of treat it as a job. It's gonna sound, you know, very dumb because I'm a YouTube channel with 3,000 subs. You know, I'm a far cry from, like, I've made it, you know? I'm not there yet. But I treat my shit like I do it full time. because I want it to become a job, and I want it to be what I do. So I treat it like that. I sit down and I start editing a video, I get that video done in that session. If I stream 7 hours. I have a full workday worth of a stream. I get through as many song requests as I can. I do every single page request I get sent in. I make sure I'm keeping track of as much as what's going on in the chat as possible. I try and provide the safest and most welcoming space to talk music I can on the internet. I treat it like a job because I care about it that much. And to me, it is a job. To me, it is work. I sit down, I have a project, I have a task, I spend 7 hours, 10 hours. The longest time it took me to edit a video was like 13 hours, and I had to split that into 2 sessions, to be fair. But I get it done. Even if I have to, even if I can't finish it on the day and I have to pick it up in another editing session, I get it done. And I'm not trying to just big myself up here. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm the hardest working music creator or anything like that. There are people out there who put out far more stylistic content than me, where their editing obviously is going to take like a lot more work than my editing style does, but I don't know. I feel like I like to think that I have a very realistic personality, and I portray myself in a way that is more honest than the majority of reaction creators. I say the majority, not all of them. There are obviously honest people out there. There are people who put out great content where they're showing their real personality, they're giving honest opinions, they are lovely, lovely people, not only to watch talk about music, but in the little interactions I've had with other creators out there and stuff, like ARTV, for example, a YouTuber who does music reviews, who talks about music drama, who does music reaction streams like me. Lovely guy. I get to speak to him whenever he streams in his chat. He's come in my chat a couple times. Just all around a good person who I really admire, who I've been watching for a long time, And I like to think that he shows a lot of his real personality on his streams, and I aspire to do the same thing. I try and be at the realest me as possible. Obviously, like an exaggerated version of me. I accentuate parts of my personality for my videos to be more entertaining, to come across as a little smarter when I need to come across as a little more genuine, to heighten my emotion a little bit when I am expressing my feelings towards a song, or, my anger towards a song sometimes. I like to think that I am the realist, yet I'm the realist, exaggerated version of myself I can be in my videos. And it's that kind of, I don't know, it's that kind of attitude that I bring to it that makes me feel like it is work. Like what I do is work, Like what I do is a job, because it's me being me, not like just playing a human reviews character. I know I mentioned earlier, like, oh, it's just not the human reviews character talking, but I don't really see that as a character in the same way that, like, I don't know, the needle drop is clearly like a bit of a character, Like, you hear the way Fantano talks in a review and the way Fantano talks in, like, an interview, and it's clear that it's, like, there's a bit of a character being played, which is the case with a lot of YouTubers, where you'll get an entirely different personality on screen than you do in terms of, like, their normal content, and, I think that that's not really me. I can be a character like that. I just don't have that, like, level of mental, like, focus to be able to do that, to be able to just sit down and transform, like, be a completely different human being for 7 hours, you know? So there was a period of time in, like, the early days of my channel where I would lay on a lot of what I was doing super thick. I would be, like, you know, talking in certain ways that weren't me. And not only, like, the stream process of it, but, like, even just the editing the videos, I was like, man, that's not me. So that it got to a point where I just kind of switched that, like, flipped that switch off. And I was kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna be me. And I'm just gonna hope people like the me I am, you know? Not the me that Human Reviews was in the early videos. And thankfully, it's a personality that I feel like people can relate to. I feel like I'm not the most outlandish guy. I feel like I'm pretty normal by a lot of degrees. I mean, I play games. I make goofy videos with my friends. I laugh at stupid shit. But I feel like I am, you know, I don't know, I'm confident enough in my ability and my knowledge and my passion to learn, my passion to understand music, and my passion just about music in general, that I'm able to do this, you know? Jeez, I went on a big tangent, huh? We went from aging to me talking about, yeah, to me talking about my YouTube life. We went on a big tangent, Well, I'm glad I did for this first portion of the game here, the first half of the game. Yeah, I love what I do. I really, really fucking love it, dude. Like, again, going back to, like, interacting with people that I know, it's insane to me that, like, a YouTuber like ARTV, someone who I have been watching for 5 years, who I admire to the world of my, I fucking love his content. I love him as a personality. He sparks so much passion about music in me, in the same way a content creator like He Who Shall Not Be Named did. And I don't know, he just, to know that someone like him, who is an established figure in the space, who people, like, other people look up to him in the same way, he knows my content, he thinks I do good content, follows me on Album of the Year, like, he's subscribed to my channel. That's insane. That's so validating, you know? It's that sort of thing that makes me think, wait, maybe me pursuing this is worth it and it's not just a waste of time. You know? I don't really like talking about it, but even the fact that people are, like, willing to pay money for my content, people think that I provide either an entertaining enough stream or interesting enough discussion in music that they are ready to pay me money to see me talk about a particular song or a particular album. It's one of the most, like, I don't know, it's one of the most humbling things ever. Is humbling the right word? I don't know if humbling's the right word. It's like, it's the type of thing that makes me think, okay, if this is happening, if this is how people are responding to what I do, I must be doing something right. You know, not to toot my own horn, I don't think I'm the best music creator in the space. I'm still learning how to edit. You know? Like, my editing skills are not there. I've been doing it for 2 years now, and I'm still a far cry from, like, the best editor on the planet. I'm okay at editing. You know, when I really, 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 really put my entire back into it, like with a video like my reaction to the new Swans album, Birthing, like, that video I think is like a genuinely incredibly edited music reaction. Like, it's entertaining, the edits are fantastic, it has a lot of visual appeal, has a lot of flair, a lot of style. I think that, not to, again, I don't like being the guy tooting my own horn or anything, but I genuinely am so proud of that video. I put in so much work for that thing. It took me, like, 2, like, massive editing sessions to get that thing done, to make just, like, an hour long music reaction, which realistically should take you about, like, well, Not 2, 3. It should take you about 4 hours to edit that. You know? But for me, I brought that 4 hours and I almost quadrupled it for the sake of making what I feel is the best video I've ever done. And to see that work be appreciated in the way that it did, it's one of my bigger videos, performed well, people responded really well to it. You know, it got a decent amount of new eyes on my channel as well. It's just, it makes me so happy that, like, the videos that I put that crazy amount of work in that I wouldn't be able to do for all my videos, you know, simply due to how much it is. The fact that when I do crack down and I do that, it's rewarded. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me so happy. It makes me so fucking happy to look at one of my videos and see the number 1,000. And that's not even the biggest numbers. That's not the craziest numbers, you know. That's not the type of thing that's like, oh my god, this video went viral. It's not even that, but to see a long form video that I made with the number 1,000 under it, some of them over 10,000. I'm like, yes, that's insane. That's the most just validating, gratifying thing ever. Like, people give a shit about what I had to say about this album. People liked the video. People put in the comments a specific part that made them laugh, or a specific part that says, I didn't think about that way. I didn't think about this part of the song. You gave me a new perspective, or you turned me onto this album. Thank you. I fucking love what I do. And I hope to be able to turn this into a full-time thing. I don't need to be the biggest reaction channel. I don't need to be the richest person in the world. If I can just do this and live comfortably, that'll be worth it. All I want. Do this, be able to pay my bills with it, be able to live a decently happy life. That's all that matters. That's all that fucking matters, dude. That's what it's about. It's being able to do this beautiful thing that I love, that I have put so much time into, you know? Let's find another game and continue the conversation a little bit. Alright, back to the blabber. On Office again. Office was the map we did the last video. We're gonna do it again. Sorry, I just got super fucking locked in there. Holy shit. Yeah, where did I leave off in that conversation? It took me a couple minutes to get into this game. I'm not fully sure where I was. I was kind of talking about, we started off talking about aging and getting older. Well, aging and getting older, that's the same fucking thing. It was me talking about getting older and kind of my experiences. Seeing everyone move on in life. Everyone get to a different position in life. So, yeah, but from there we went to, you know, my channel, what I do, why I do it, how much I love it. In fact, I didn't talk about the why I do it, did I? Let's get into why I do what I do. This has turned into a YouTube inspiration video. My YouTube inspiration. My YouTube experience. So let me start by talking about what made me start doing what I do. And we're going to start with early inspirations. I'm going to mute everyone on my team real quick. My early inspirations going into YouTube when I was first starting my channel. Well, it goes before I even started my channel. I remember some random day, you know, I never used to really like music as a kid. Then some random day, song comes up on my YouTube playlist. I listen to it, I really like it, and I'm like, wait, hold on, maybe I do like music. Start discovering more music and more and more and more. I start finding people talking about music, and I just kind of completely fall in love with it. I start seeing channels like, unfortunately, Brad Tasted Music, like ARTV, like Anthony Fantano, kind of just talking about the topic in such passionate ways, in such articulate ways that kind of sparks so much more of a love for it in my mind. I go from like a newfound music enjoyer to a music lover. Someone who wants to spend all day, every day talking about it. Someone who wants to spend money purchasing vinyl. Someone who wants to go to concerts, and someone who wants to engage in the music community, you know, hanging out in these people's live streams, talking in their chats, talking in their comment sections, posting stuff to my Instagram about like my favorite albums. And then, you know, this was around, well, by the time I started my YouTube channel, I'm a person with mental health issues. People who have watched my channel, I've never really super outwardly spoken about them, but I feel like it should be pretty obvious to anyone who watches my channel that I am someone with some pretty noticeable mental health problems. And I got to a point where I just kind of was like, I don't know what I'm doing with life. I feel directionless. I feel kind of hopeless. This is the thing I've always wanted to do. And with the rate I'm going, I don't know if I'm ever going to get the chance. So, I'm giving this thing a shot. I am going to sit down. I'm going to film a music reaction. I'm going to edit it. And I'm going to see how it goes. And I have to tell you, that filming that video was the best feeling ever. I sat there and I was the one talking about the music. After I finished, was the one editing the video. I was in control. It was my discussion with other people. I was the instigator of the discussion. I was the person asking the questions. I was the person making the points for people to counter. And it felt amazing. It was like the dream come true. The video reached 100 views in like a week, which isn't the biggest numbers, but that was crazy. 100 views to me back then was what 1 million views seems like to a channel with 1,000 subscribers, you know? Were I to get a video with 100,000 now, I would feel the same way that I did about my video that got 1 million. Oh, sorry, 100. Fucking 1 million. Jesus. Yeah, that's what it felt like. It was like, oh my god, 100 people decided to engage with what I had to say about music. That's insane. And then I continued my Radiohead series. I was like, okay, I'm going to stick out this Radiohead series. We're going to see how that goes. And in the back of my mind, I was just constantly thinking, man, I'm going to want to abandon this like I do with most projects like this. But I never wanted to abandon it. After I finished the Radiohead series, I was like, damn, I'm out of Radiohead albums. I'm going to have to start, like, talking about other albums that I haven't heard. And I did my Oasis video, which garnered me so much attention. I got hate for that video. People were pissed at what I had to say in that video. Saying that I didn't like Oasis, saying that I didn't like the album, giving my honest opinions on the songs, my criticisms, getting angry, shit like that. I was able to drum up rage from people, which, you know, I'm not a rage baiter. I'm not someone who sits there and is like, I'm gonna do something to try and get attention and make people angry. I'm not that kind of guy. But it is fun to know that you can cause such commotion in a community and a fandom just by simply, like, being well articulated enough in your dislike of something. That's so fun. That's so fucking fun. I loved it. Every negative comment I got, every comment I got going, oh, you're just an idiot, you're just a stupid fucking twat, you don't know anything about music, Oasis, made more money than you. They sold more albums than any other band. They're objectively good. And I'm just sat there like, hey, I'm not a fan of the music. And then they get even more pissed. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Fucking love. Oh, damn, case hardened. Case hardened AK does. I've got a bit straight there. Yeah, I love that. You know? Damn, and a Bowie marble fade. Fucking hell. Fucking, I got big dick money bags over here. Jesus, dear lord. Me with my fucking, Navaja, however the fuck you say it, Doppler. Anyway, yeah. Just getting a video with hate on it was just a great feeling, dude. Yeah, and then my Oasis video did great, and then I reacted to Abbey Road by the Beatles, and that video smashed 1,000 views in like 2 days. I was like, holy shit, 1,000 views? What? That's crazy. And then I started getting a lot of views covering new music as well, listening to the album Wall of Eyes by The Smile that dropped in 2024. That video got me 1,000 views really fast. Listening to the 21 Pilots album that dropped in 2024. That stream hit a peak concurrent viewers of like 60. That was insane. 60 people live watching me talk about music. And then that video popped off as well. You know? That was insane. That was crazy. Really boosted my mental health. I just had such a passion, such a hunger. I wanted to get in there and I wanted to grind. I wanted to work, you know? It felt like finally I don't want to do schoolwork, man. I don't want to sit there and be so like studious and so like such an educational approach to things, such a, I don't know, such a granular, I guess, very specific and very, I don't know, super niche way of going about things. I found school to be. It was like, what the fuck, why this specifically? Huh? What? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? What? Huh? This is so specific and so random. This is only going to help like a handful of students. You know, shit like that. I got to do it my way. I was learning about music. I was learning how to make content. I was learning how to be a confident speaker. And I was getting like people who were praising my content, people who were hating my content, people who were engaging in music with me, people who were eventually willing to pay money for me to listen to music, which is crazy to me still, that I will sit there and I'll see someone pay me £5 to listen to a 3-minute song. Someone paid me £50 to listen to a 30-minute album. How crazy is that? How fucking insane is that? I don't know how that guy survived that, to be honest. Wow. Yeah, it's just insane. And then as my channel progresses, I started having other content creators who were kind of aware of me. Again, I talked about Brad Tasted Music before. He was aware of my channel beforehand, and then he saw my stream on the Shoo Shoo album that he got people to listen to. He said he really liked my video. ARTV followed me on Album of the Year one day, which was really cool. And then he subbed to me as well, showed up in a couple live streams. He used me as an example in his video, kind of talking about his experiences with Brad Taste. Ugh, yikes. I used a piece of my content in that video. That was just like insane for me to see, you know? Obviously I can't say that like, oh, ARTV, me and him are best friends, you know, shit like that, but to just know that like a creator that I respect and that I think so highly of and whose content I love engaging with sees a bit of potential in me is just, I don't know, it means the world to me. It really does. So yeah, we fast forward and yeah, my channel just continues to grow and grow and grow. We get to this year and we have like a bunch of Beatles reactions come out, and that massively boosts my channel. We have the new 21 Pilots album that just came out, massive boost to my channel. That stream had my peak concurrent viewers. We reached almost 200 concurrent live viewers. 200 individual human beings listening to what I had to say about an album, because they were that excited about the album, and they were that excited to talk about it with me and engage in that discussion, whether they were chatting or whether they were people just lurking in the stream. They were there, they were listening to my discussion. People weren't like mass leaving the stream whenever I'd pause to talk. They were sat there to listen to the discussion. You know? That was such a big moment for me at that stream, that Breach stream. And then I got 3 videos that did really well. I reacted to the music video for their song City Walls, which was like the final music video in their big 8-year series of music videos. That video is at almost 2,000 views. The reaction to the album's at 2,000 views. And I did a tier list of all of their albums, 2,000 views. Big numbers for videos for a channel of my stature, you know? Just good results all around. People liked the videos, people loved the reaction, people responded well to the tier list. Just an absolute win all around. And I have people excited about like upcoming series that I'm doing. I've told them about I'm going to be doing this reaction soon. People are like, that's really fun. I tell people that I'm going to be going through this artist's discography soon. They're like, yeah, that's really fun. I can't wait to see that, you know? People are excited about what I have to say, man. And it just legitimizes what I do in my mind. It makes it feel like, okay, I'm not wasting my time on just a dream. The growth is slow, the growth is steady, but I'm not wasting my time. Sticking out the slow beginning before what is hopefully the eventual ramp up is worth my time and is worth dedicating, as of right now, the biggest portion of my life to. Because as cringy as it is to say, you know, you hear someone say this and you're like, oh wow, yeah. YouTube and my channel and my videos, they're my life right now, you know? What I do on my channel, that's me. That's me right there. That's my passion. That's my voice. I get to be me for what feels like the first time in my life. Now, I still have mental health issues. I still have my problems that I deal with. I still have bad days. I still have rough nights. I have real world shit that I have to deal with. My stream know that I will have to cancel streams from time to time because of some real world shit. And I feel like shit about it because I'm like, I want to fucking stream. I want to sit there. I want to talk about music. And I want to engage with all of these incredible people who want to talk about music with me. And I can't because I've got this bullshit life stuff. Just, you know? It's that feeling of like slowed progress. It's that feeling of like, okay, now this is wasting my time. I could be sat there working on a video. I could be sat there streaming, having great conversations about an album, great conversations about a song, having funny clips, having great interactions with people who I greatly respect in my chat, who will sit there and they will have such good conversation about a song. They'll bring such fun perspectives to a song. But now I'm out here doing bullshit life stuff, man. Yeah, not fun. It's not fun. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just happy, dude. Despite my mental health issues, despite me having to sometimes take a step back and be like, okay, I can't really, you know, do content today no matter how much I want to. Because of either a really bad mental health day or like some life stuff happening that's just a bit too much for me to add content on top of. I'm just happy. And I think that's all that matters, is me being happy. I make enough money to pay my rent to my mum. Yes, I still live with my mum. I put in enough work to feel productive. I feel so proud. Every time I finish a video, I feel so fucking proud. I look back at it and I'm like, damn, I just edited a 40-minute video. It was fun, got some fun discussion. My thoughts on this album are out there in the world now. They're there for people to engage with, agree with, disagree with. They're for people to absolutely love the way I talked about it or hate the way I talked about it. And I don't give a fuck. Because as long as someone watches that video, as long as someone gets something out of that video, as long as there's someone who is willing to engage in a bit of discussion from that video, that's it. For me, that's as good as it gets. You know? And as this channel grows, who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to make a proper living out of this. Obviously, being a music reaction YouTuber, I'm not going to be making millions. I'm not going to be, like, swimming in riches. I'm not going to be, like, you know, out here in a fucking mansion with 7 pools like a lot of these big YouTubers. But if I can just, like, be in a position where I am doing this for a living, I'm able to, like, pay my bills, I'm able to, if I end up having, like, a family, if I end up, you know, when I end up living on my own, if I'm able to, like, just be comfortable, that's all that matters to me. I don't want to be a rich YouTuber, I don't want to be mega famous. I just want to have my little corner of the internet, people who know me, people who are ready to talk music with me, and to be able to just live my life, man. This is my opportunity for that, and I'm not taking it for granted. If there's anyone from the main channel watching this video, I don't take any of you, any of what I do for granted. I fucking love being able to just turn on a stream and see like 30 people come in and like see names I recognize, see names I see 3 times, 4 times a week in my filming and request streams, being able to see names that I'm seeing for the first time. No matter who it is, I'm like, nice. I got someone right here who wants to talk about some fucking music. I was going to sit there and is going to have that conversation and is engaging with the stream, is giving me creative, constructive criticism, giving me feedback. Some people give me like ideas for videos, give me advice on how to improve the streams, and I incorporate those ideas, and it's like, oh my god, my streams just got even better, and I love doing it even more. God, I've got the best fucking job in the world. I do. I got the best job in the world. I fucking love doing what I do, man. And I love everybody who is there to help me with that. Everybody who watches the videos, everybody who shows up to the streams, my regulars, my irregulars, people who show up once every month, people who have only shown up once and thought the streams were okay but didn't come back, people who are new to my channel, you know, people who have given me boosts throughout the way. ARTV, him fucking talking about me on his stream and in his video definitely gave me a boost. You know? To my peers who like are creating content on around the same level as me, channels like Smags, channels, I'm trying to think of other channels, but there's a channel called Normal Person Reviews who's pretty fun, people like that, or to channels that are far bigger than mine, again ARTV, someone like The Needle Drop, someone like, I don't know, Mike the Snare, makes fun music content. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of those people so fucking much. They help my passion with this so much. Oh my god, I got exactly the right amount for the case. We'll open the case for the video. Fuck it, let's do a case opening. Damn, I bottomed, huh? Damn, I went bottom. Look at that, a Mac 10 skin. Is it better than my current Mac 10 skin? Do I even have a Mac 10 equipped? Nope. I do, for this. Oh, we got bronzer. Cool. We'll open a case. We'll open a case. Here you go, you get a little bit of footage of my face while I put in my details to add money to my Steam account, because I've not got any money on there right now. Need to add 4 Great British pounds. You gotta be taking the piss. charging me £4 to spend £1.85 on a case key. It's fucking terrible, to be honest. It's a pure scam. Alright, here we are. So up in the case, we're looking, any of these three will do. Ice Cold would be nice, right? We're looking at either Ice Cold, Print Stream, Chromatic Aberration, Gloves. Open to keep. Open to keep. Gold, gold, gold. Gold, gold, gold. Wow. Wow. Where? Minimal wear, minimal wear, minimal wear. I think this is, I don't have a Glock skin, do I? No, I don't. There we go. I've got a Glock skin finally. There we go. Look at that. Incredible shit. Incredible. Anyway, thanks for listening to me yap for a little bit. This video is coming up to like nearly an hour now. Edited down, cutting out a little bit of the fat. It'll probably be closer to about like a flat 50 minutes, but still. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. Let me know what topics you'd like to see me discuss in, I guess, part 2. The first video was part 0. It was a tester, but this is the first official part. Let me know what you'd like to see me discuss in part 2. Yeah, let me know other games you'd like to see as like background footage for this. I want to do Minecraft. I'd like to do Fortnite as well. But yeah, that's it for me. Like and sub if you haven't. I'd like to get this channel to 1K. I'd like to make this series a regular thing. Go check out my main channel in the description, Human Reviews, if you want to see the music talk. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.